Testing 1, 2.
LonnieDos.
Hi YouTube, how's it going? My name is Lonnie, dude. Welcome to freaking the podcast. We back, boys. It's been a long freaking hiatus of like 8 months or so. Who's freaking counting, dude? Who's even freaking counting, dude? But LonnieDos Vibecast, episode 4. Yes, I've only done 3 of these, dude. But that's why it's so fresh in my mind. I mean, forgotten in my mind, the opposite. Sometimes I just be saying the opposites of what I actually mean. Sometimes it's intentional. I'm not committing to nothing right now, dude, but I'm just freaking turning this on. I'm winging this, dude. It's a new year, new podcast. I'm here to vibe, and my New Year's resolution is freaking to just freaking get back into this, dude. No, I don't actually have a New Year's resolution, but I'll take that. I mean, freaking, dude, it's almost February already. Have you guys been living up to your own standards of what you're gonna do and what you're supposed to do and what you wanted to do like 3 weeks ago? I've just been putting my head down, grinding out content, TBH on God, no cap. I don't want to make this all about me, but yeah, dude, the time's freaking flown by. I've just been gaming, reacting. You know the vibes. Dude, freaking Palworld, speaking of gaming, is like taking the world by storm. It's a video game that's kind of like a ripoff of Pokemon, but they made it more like World of Warcraft-y and MMO-y. In my opinion, the best part about Pokemon is that it is none of that, and that it is funny little monsters that I remember from when I'm a child. This does not have that. It does have funny little monsters and big monsters, and you can shoot them with the AK-47s from, I haven't played the game myself, but it's just from the looks of things, and that's basically the selling point for people. And it looks kind of mid, I'm not gonna lie. I do not like crafting a war or a world. I don't like MMOs, dude. It's just not my it's not my jam. Each their own, but apparently it's like the freaking most played game in Steam history of the most people on all at once, which I think is not actually true. I think PUBG actually has the record, but it's not on Steam, or it wasn't, or something. Who cares? But dude, it's Pokemon with guns. I'll skip it. Let me know when you guys are ready to grow up. Dude, I have this freaking orbiter on my person, on my face specifically. I'm sure you've seen it in videos. A lot of people have, not a lot, but some people have left comments being like, what the heck is growing on LonnieDos' face? Specifically, shout out Kevin. But freaking, yeah, I have like this big, I guess, like pimple, but it's been there for like over a year, and I just put off for going to the dermatologist because I was sort of just being stubborn about it, and I was hoping it would go away low key, but freaking did not, and it sort of like looked like it was gonna get smaller. Maybe I was just being optimistic at the time, but freaking, you know, I was hoping it would go away, and it never did. But so I freaking went to the doctor eventually, and they said they wanted to take a sample of it if the medicine didn't work or something. Oh yeah, I did take medicine for it for like a month, and I tried some pills and some ointment, and it didn't seem like it did anything. It just sort of stayed the same. And yeah, so they took a freaking sample of it. That was insane. They basically just like cut open the pimple on my face. Freaking gross, I know, but freaking dude, I've never and then I had to get like stitches afterwards. Like they said 1 stitch because I guess it was very small, but dude, it was freaking crazy. I've never had like a surgery, any major surgeries. I think I had like a bone infection when I was a baby, but I mean I was a baby and freaking probably on meds or something. That sounds intense, but that was early in LonnieDos days. Early LonnieDos handled that. Freaking, I've never had like a major surgery or anything like that. And that is like one of my biggest fears, I think. Because freaking, dude, even just sitting there for like that, I felt like it was going to be so manageable, you know? Having like my first one was going to be like this tiny little baby pimple stitches. Which, you know, I just felt like I've gotten tattoos and stuff. This isn't even like a part of me. It's like on something that's growing on top of me that I don't even want to be there, you know? But it was awful, dude. My body like was just in total panic mode while they were like sewing it up. And it took like, I mean, it was like longer than a piercing, but shorter than a tattoo, if that is any indicator of the time frame that it was taken. It was like, oh God, I wish this was over. Holy Dickens. They're cutting me in there and sewing me up, champ. It was creepy and scary, and then I got really lightheaded afterwards, which was embarrassing. But it's okay. You know, the doctor sucks, and we got it done. What the hell was I even rambling about, dude? Shout out to the podcast. Anyone listening to this? What is blood waffling about? I'm just vibing. Oh yeah, my skin thing. I don't know what to call it. I guess it's a pimple, but I mean, they said it was nothing dangerous. Eventually, after all that, I freaking went back like a week later to get the stitch removed, and then all of that was behind me. And then they called me and said it was just rosacea, which if you don't know what that is, it's just like red skin. But it's not very helpful to say that, because that's like akin to if they just said it was acne. Like, you know, like that's like, okay, so it's not dangerous. That's good. Glad we settled that. Appreciate that. But then just nothing. I mean, I don't know how to, there's nothing I could do for this. They said they were going to give me more medicine, but I kind of just forgot about it. And they also said I could just do nothing. So that's cool. I might just be ugly forever. We'll see. But that's the most interesting part was when they cut it open and sewed it up, I guess. The stitches story. Yeah. I mean, you know, frickin', frackin'. Is that all I wanted to say about my skin updates? I guess so. Bro, they took my pimp. After they freaking cut it open, she was like trying to show me what the sample that they took, I guess. And I was like, bro, I'm about to pass out. I can't, that's like the last thing I want to see. It's so freaking gross, dude. What is wrong with you? I mean, I kind of wish I looked in hindsight because I don't know, dude. I guess it was a part of me. And apparently it was for no reason at all. So that's cool. But yeah, that's an update for those wondering what the hell is on my face, what's wrong with my face right now. I guess I'm not dying. And that's what's important. Dude, I don't know who suggested this. I think it might have just even been me, but dude, freaking Amazon Prime has some real tempting B movies on their service. Prime Video is probably the best place to go if you want like a movie that is gonna throw you a little curveball or something. But dude, I do not recommend watching the Ginger Dead Man nor the Evil Bong franchises. These are both separate horror franchises in their own right, and they all have like several sequels, way more sequels than they deserve. But dude, I had to take a dip into both ponds, and I'm glad I got it over in one sitting. I'm glad I got it over with in one sitting in hindsight too, because it was so bad. But dude, the freaking Ginger Dead Man versus Evil Bong is a movie that I watched on Discord with my friends the other day, and it was just total dog shit. There was no redeeming qualities at all. It was just a scary cookie and a scary bong, and neither of those things are that scary at all. But they got spunk, kid, you know? They actually don't. They just had some really horrible characters threading us along, spinning us a yarn. The main guy was like insufferable. He was like so smug for what a dork he was, which made it a really hard watch. And a lot of the movie was just flashbacks to lore from the previous movies in Ginger Dead Man and in the Evil Bong movies. So I got like a taste of both in one big dog shit Discord sandwich. Yeah, it was really bad. Everyone in the movie, I mean, everyone who I know personally who smokes weed acts just like they did in the movie, though, so they nailed that. The representation of stoners in media, spot on. If you smoke weed, you probably should die. That's what I think. It's like the freaking gingerbread man is basically just Chucky from Child's Play, but like somehow even more sleazy and unlikable. I freaking don't even like Chucky that much, low-key. He's kind of just gross and weird and creepy, and the things he says aren't very funny, but they're like dad jokes, kind of. I don't know, like one-liners. Like, and also, fuck you, bitch. My wife said, I hate my wife. God, get off my ass, lady. Wow. You know, that type shit. Even the voice of the gingerbread man, or Ginger Dead Man, whatever, is pretty identical to how I think Chucky sounds. Not like, I'm Chucky. Not the fake Chucky voice, but like when Chucky really talks, when he's like, hey, give me a cigar and suck me off, bitch. That's basically what he says in the movies at all times. Or whenever he gets a chance between killing and such, dude. But yeah, Gingerbread Man, Evil Bong, horrible. What else have I watched recently, dude? Freaking nothing, dude. My Letterboxd game has been weak. I've only seen 6 things this year. I guess the year just started, though, so that's something. But that still, dude. The letterbox game is lacking, I admit. Trying to scroll to see if I reviewed anything funny recently. Oh, I did watch Benny Loves You, which is, I freaking forget. It was like a... sort of like a low-budget horror thing where a talking doll comes to life, but I think it was... there was something else. There's something else to it, but I cannot remember. Do you remember? Yeah, that was pretty good for what it was. I think it might have just been made by, like, one guy or something. But I could have made that up. Either way, Benny does love you, and Brahms is not happy about it. Now I'm just rambling about movie. Podcast is lit. Oh yeah, dude, this is a freaking update. As of January 18th, I freaking celebrated my 2 years of sobriety from freaking drinking alcohol. Thank you. Appreciate you guys. Oh, dude, freaking... But yeah, dude, 2 years sober is pretty crazy. It kind of just doesn't feel real. I haven't really known how to talk about it at all, really. I think I mentioned it on a stream or two, or maybe multiple times. I don't really remember. I think I clipped it once from a stream. But yeah, I mean, it's also just kind of a trip to think about, because freaking I remember clear as day. It seems like just yesterday that 2 years of not drinking seemed absolutely impossible, and like that was a fairy tale. Like I was like, maybe I could do 1 year if I like did other drugs or something as a challenge or no, I'm just kidding. But like I could see like you could put that into perspective a little bit and be like, okay, if I distracted myself, if I slept for a year, I wouldn't drink for a year technically or something. But 2 years seemed impossible for sure. And I remember that, but it's weird when I look back at like streams and stuff, because I look at like my streaming arc earlier in the streaming arc, and I'm like, oh, I was only like 4 months sober then. That's weird to think about, because freaking, I don't know, it just seems like so long ago now. But I remember like it was hard to like even be a person on camera for a while. Like I just didn't even freaking know. I didn't remember how to be funny, and I could only think about the things that were stressing me out, and it was just, you know, it was a rough time before it wasn't. Way better now, dude. Freaking life is chill now. I'd probably just... I mean, I don't know. I probably won't ever drink, like... I definitely won't drink how I was drinking before, but I guess I just won't ever be drinking again. I don't know. I do find myself speaking of it kind of wishy-washy like that. Like, why... it's like I don't want to be like, yeah, I'm sober forever, and then fail that if I change my mind or something. But... I think now that I've been sober for freaking 2 years, I think it's given me like the appreciation for like how bad things were back then, and all the perspective and how long it freaking took to get out of that, because it was a long process. There was a lot of time where I was just like exercising, sleeping, you know, watching movies, fucking off. I don't know. I don't even... Yeah, I guess I was streaming for a lot of it, which is crazy. I mean, streaming... I've been taking a break from streaming because it's kind of stressful. So to think that was my go-to when it freaking... I think what it was is it was a little easier to wean myself back into content creation that way, because you just like, you're on stream and you can just talk normal, and you know, maybe it might not make the best clips. Sometimes I hate when I'm talking normal in the video. I'm like, why am I not using my outside voice? Speak up. It's like cringe to watch me talk at a mild-tempered volume. Anyway, what the fuck was I saying? Sobriety. 2 years. Yeah, it's freaking lit, dude. I don't drink anymore, and now I make YouTube videos. It's awesome. And drink coffee again. It's really just back to how things were before I started drinking a lot, dude. I don't know. I kind of always thought that I was going to stop drinking in my later 20s. I just didn't really know when, and this was just kind of the time. It just kind of manifested itself. It seemed like, well, this is getting a little out of hand. clearly I need to stop, and then I like sort of couldn't stop, for a while, because I just got into some freaking bad habits, and it's just, it be like that. It sneaks up on you. I don't know. I don't know how much it came across in videos, but I guess my absence should speak louder than anything, because freaking in like the pandemic, that's when I guess it was at its worst, and I was really just like falling behind and not making videos, and my computer freaking sucked, and I didn't know how to fix it, and I would just take the immediate escape to get away from all of that freaking emotional stress or whatever, and definitely don't recommend. 0 out of 10, would not start drinking again. I drank one time when Brad was over. I had one freaking two-turn Tony. It's like a twisted tea, 5% alcohol beverage. It with like a spiked thing. That was like probably like 5-6 months ago. I just had the one and didn't really freaking have any interest in having more or anything. But yeah, it was just fun to throw a curveball, since we were hanging out with the boys, which we don't get to do as much as I would wish we did. But yeah, it was weird to have a freaking alcohol after so long, because that was like, I don't know. I just had like the littlest taste of it, and then it wore off, and I was like, oh god, yeah, that was weird. I don't know. It's very reminiscent of like a bygone era, because by golly, I'm jumping all over the place in my mind, but maybe it makes more sense on a podcast if you're just listening and not me. Yeah, dude, I don't know. If you guys remember, I didn't even freaking drink on my 21st birthday. Like, I didn't even drink, like, really at all when I was, like, doing YouTube. When I started YouTube, I just was kind of all interested in that, and I didn't really do any debaucherous activities. Even when I would, like, traveled internationally, I remember they were like, the drinking age is, you're legal to drink here, you could cut loose, and it was just not something I was interested in. But eventually when I was like 21, almost 22 probably, I was freaking like just bored, and like all my friends from Florida were gone, and freaking I was just alone and bored and sad, so freaking had to take a walk on the wild side. And then I moved to Wisconsin, and then it was like fun to sort of start drinking with my friends, and that was cool. And it really didn't get bad until way freaking later, probably like the pandemic time. But it definitely got normal when I started like dating a girl, and then we're like just watching movies and drinking, because that's like a normal chill date activity thing to do. But then if you do that like regularly, it gets kind of normal, and then it's like weird when you don't do it, and then it's really bad. That can just set you up for it to be really bad. But obviously I might have just been exceptionally prone to bad behavior or something on the freaking subject. I definitely feel like I have, like, because I still smoke weed now, just for context, I guess, but freaking I still feel very much like, for me, I just like had to make it a thing that I couldn't have anymore, because I'm freaking crazy, and I'm just like, if it's a thing I can have, then there's no reason I can't have it right now, right? Because I'm stressed. Okay. And then, I don't know, I think that just causes me to drink way too much, way more than I should, or anyone should. But yeah, dude, I don't miss it at all. Drinking sucks. Smoking's cool. I still smoke weed a lot. I think that's also kind of what complicates it, because freaking, I guess it makes me feel like I'm a little bit less sober, even though I'm sober from the thing that I was trying to be sober from, and that was causing me actual bad, like my downfall, like bad things to happen. That sounds like such a YouTube title thing to say. I need to touch grass, holy shit. But you know what I mean. It was affecting my life, whereas like, I mean, weed really affects mostly my bank account, if anything. But it's just a chill thing. But I still like catch myself, like I'll be smoking just because it's like an impulse and not because of anything. But I think the difference is alcohol is just lethal, dude. You could knock yourself out with that, Jimmy. You know what I'm saying? How people say that? I don't know what I'm saying. I'm very off track. But yeah, dude, I see now, like, I don't know, just how off track I was, I guess, and how long it's taken me to put the train back where sort of headed in the direction where I want it, So I don't think that I could just go back to what I was doing before, I think my, just wanting to create content, and I think just being a YouTuber and a content creator and having this gives me a lot of ambition that is, I don't know, it's hard to just pick the other thing and throw it away, which, I don't know, hearts out to anyone who doesn't necessarily have that, who's struggling. That makes me I'm fortunate in that regard. I'm grateful for that. What Loomis doing? Loomis on the podcast? Yeah, I remember like towards the end of my drinking career, I was watching a lot of podcasts about recovery, and that's how I knew it was gonna be over soon. That's how you know it's over. This isn't fun anymore. This is routine. Getting sober is like also the easiest way to never see your friends again. Quickly realize freaking how much social interaction hinges on the sharing of alcohol. The gathering around the sauce. But I mean, I don't care if people drink around me at all. It doesn't bother me one bit. I'll go to a bar, I'll hang out. But I mean, also, no, I won't. But if you're my friend and you want me to, I will, I guess. Trying to think of like what common questions about sobriety would be. I don't go to meetings personally. I never have. I just freaking... There's no real reason, obviously. Maybe if you freaking need that, maybe that could be right for you. I'm not knocking it at all. But dude, the idea of going somewhere... Stay with me. Going somewhere, dude. And then also talking to people and hearing people talk about like the worst times in their life and their addictions and stuff. Bro, that sounds horrible to me. If you don't make me go to that alone will motivate me to never drink again, I swear. Plus, isn't it like a religious thing? Like the whole thing just has no swag. It's not for me. I shouldn't say it has no swag. It's just not my swag, okay? Does that make more sense? Like I'm saying, it could be for you. It could be for freaking everybody. It could be for me. I don't know. I don't even know. And I don't want to know. And I'll use that to my advantage, okay? I was trying to think of like what my idea of a rock bottom was before I freaking stopped abusing alcohol. Tee-hee, wink, wink, XD, ooh, ooh. Remember, I was trying to get sober one time, and I freaking just couldn't sleep for like 4 days. And when I freaking would try to go to bed, I would just like hear voices, and it was the scariest thing ever. And they were saying like horrible things. I had never experienced any sort of thing like this. No auditory hallucinations like this in my life. I'm pretty sure I was just sleep deprived. But like only when I would try to go to bed would this happen. So it kept me sleep deprived. It was so scary, dude. I was like dang near... afraid to sleep in my bedroom. Like I almost had to explain to my roommate, sorry man, I think there's a ghoul or a goblin in my room, freaking, but it's really in my head. And I think I sort of knew that, but I was like willing to try anything at that point because it was so scary, dude. I thought I broke myself forever. That was definitely scary. That was probably like the worst experience I had. My ex texted me the other day. I don't know what I do, or maybe this is just telling of how little I've dated in general, perhaps, or have had so few relationships. I don't know. Maybe that's just a thing. But I feel like I freaking just end up dating people that do not, for some reason, take me, cutting contact with you, blocking you on social media. That's all I should have to do. They do not take that as a retraction of invitation of communication. Was that a full sentence? I'm spilling the tea, sis. Listen, it's just frustrating, dude. If I freaking block you, don't talk to me anymore. I know some people like talking to their exes. I know some people I've dated like staying in contact with their exes. I know. And it's just not for me. To each their own. But if you're blocked, respectfully be blocked. Anyway, my ex texted me the other day. 2025 is gonna be the year one of my exes doesn't text me though. Fingers crossed, boys. It's gonna be great. Next year gonna be my year. She texted me and said, Lonnie, I know I am not someone you want to think about. Imagine starting a text like this and then continuing to type it out at 9 in the morning, probably after a long night of debaucherous activities. Listen, man, I'm not judging. I'm judging a little, but I wasn't that specific, so it is what it is. I'm not someone you want to think about. Maybe just don't remind me then. I mean, I thought I blocked this person's phone number a long time ago, but apparently I did not. I have now, because freaking, I don't even know what mind games you're trying to play with me, but I'm not trying to hear them, dude. I'm gaming. I'm not someone that you want to think about. So you know that. You know that I don't want to think about you. But the internet pushed me one of your videos, and I saw that you moved. What? That's what the internet does. You mean like today? I don't care about any of this. I was wondering if you would mail me something, blah, blah. Like, you just freaking dog. I haven't talked to this person in years. And I haven't said any names, and I won't. And it's really not important. But if I've dated you, just simply don't text me. It's a very small pool of people. freaking my other ex came into my stream that one time, that just felt so unacceptable to me. And I did not know who to talk to about it. Any YouTuber, I guess, could. But it just seems like such an obvious thing to not do. If I don't talk to you anymore, and you have the urge to still reach out and offer your friendship after everything that probably caused me, you know, to cut contact in the first place and block you, for you to reach out the olive branch again in a live stream just feels like crossing a line. Pretty cringe. Yeah, I cried on that stream. Yeah, I'm a coward. It is what it is. But yeah, I guess that's all my oversharing drama. Don't listen, ladies. Also, this specific person, since we're on the subject, this specific person owes me $600 and is asking for some random shit back that I definitely don't have. Because it's been years, you psychopath. I don't keep things that aren't mine for any reason. Please return the money you took from my PayPal. I mean, you probably don't have $600, so that probably won't happen. It is what it is. I've come to terms with this. Don't text me again. Leave me alone. 2025 is gonna be my year, baby. I'm gonna be in a remote location in the woods making podcasts. I'm actually just describing my roommate Steven's dream. Except for the podcast thing, he just wants to be left alone. I'm talking shit, but it needed to be said. Clearly somebody needs to hear it, and I don't want to hear it, so I'm complaining. Thank you guys for listening to me complaining. We talked about skincare, spilled some tea, sobriety, kept it cash, really? Yeah, I don't know. We'll see how this comes out. Let me know if I should do more podcasts or freaking follow the LonnieDos Vibecast on Spotify, Apple Podcasts. It should be on anywhere that you get your podcast, but yeah. It's also on YouTube, of course. We'll see if I freaking edit and upload this. Thank you guys for listening. Hypothetically, I mean. Peace out.